Today's a crazy day. I'm running out the door to drive to the New England Quilt Expo tonight, and I'm still packing because I got sick because I obviously had time for that. I'm on my way to being better, but I'm a little behind on everything, including coming to say hi to you today. I was a minute or two late. So let me go into the comments. Go into the chat so you can say hi. Let me know um, when. Let me know what you're up to today. Are you planning on any quilt shows soon? This will be my first quilt show since the pandemic. I was at this quilt show in 2023, but I was there shortly after I got out of the hospital. So I don't know. I was there shortly after I got out of the hospital, so I wasn't very awake. So I taught and slept and taught and slept. I didn't see any quilts. I didn't see any vendors. But this week I hope to do a little more. I'm taking my walker, might take my wheelchair. My husband, Super Hubby, is coming home to pack my car. As I'm packing stuff, he's going to carry it down and put it in the car for me. So let me just check and see what's working here. I'm going to check on YouTube and we'll get started. Just have a couple quick updates. Let me find my video, view your channel, and I'm going to check for comments. So, hello, Patty. I was just checking to see if comments were working on the system. So, Pat, they are not working on my system here. So, I will keep checking back to YouTube. Yes, Terry's hubby is super. I can't put comments up. I can't highlight them because they're not working in my software right now. I did reboot my computer before I started, but I will have to go back and forth to check what the comments are, and I can read them to you, or answer you, or do whatever needs to be done. So let me see. Go back here. I can see comments on this screen. All right. So what do I have that's new? Let's see. Oh, Terry, I look fabulous in that green. Thank you. You're very kind. I have like a week's worth of these dresses and tights, which is, leggings to wear. So it's like super easy packing. And this is the one I'm wearing today. I'll wear a different one tomorrow. And then I have scarves to match most of them, which brings me into the first thing to talk about. Last week when I talked to you, I didn't show you all the new stuff I got. And let me see. What did I get? So I got some yarn in the mail to make more scarves. So my church has a knitting group, and I decided I'm going to knit those nice scarves that I like to wear and hand them out. And I went on to see what colors were on sale. This is Sheepy's Whirl. Sheepy's Whirl. This one's a cotton acrylic, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, this is a cotton acrylic, and this will make a great big long scarf. And they call these cakes, and it's a gradient. So it's going to be hard giving this one away because I kind of love this color green. I also got this one, and this is a Sheepy's Whirl, and I think this one might be 100. Nope, this is also cotton acrylic, hot pink and black, pretty nice. Kind of love that. I got this. This is the one I got for me to match this dress because I don't have a scarf to match this dress. This I think is 100% cotton. And there's the gradient. I thought a nice brown scarf, it would match this somewhere. And a fourth one. Let's see. This one I've already started. So this is wool. This is wool and cotton. And so it goes from brown to the pink. And here's the scarf. So this is what I'm taking to make with me because I can just carry this teeny little bag, and that'll have me plenty of knitting for hours and hours and hours in the evenings at a show or in my downtime. So I have this one, and I might have to take the green because that green is pretty awesome. So that's one thing I bought that I didn't tell you about. And yeah, it's a lot of knitting because I've been traveling, but no, really, I am still majoring on the quilting because I've been working really hard on quilting, basted a quilt, and packing and making stitch offs and all that stuff. I've been heavy into the quilt world. Terry, you love it so much when technology works. I might like it when technology works, except technology is not working. Um, and Donald, hi Donald, it's nice to see you here. Um, you're number 2, Donald. Terry's number 1. Let's see what's on YouTube. Let's see what's on. I don't think I have any comments on here. Ah, I'm just trying to get comments. No, Facebook comments aren't working, so I apologize for that, but I can see on YouTube. I apologize for whoever I'm missing. So that's some new stuff I got. Then while I was on vacation last 2 weeks ago, I was in Indiana Dunes, and I was in Indiana. We went there primarily to go to the Indiana Dunes National Park because I, being disabled, have a lifetime pass to national parks, which is great because I can't actually do anything there because it's mostly walking. But there's some nice audio tours, and then I can sit in the car and knit while my husband's off doing some touring. It's a nice compromise. But anyway, the Indian Dunes, we got there on a really nice weather day for March. And while I was there, on our way, it was 1,000 miles there. I went to the quilt shop at Essen House in Indiana, which is like an Amish village. And I might have picked up some cat fabric because I have a friend who collects cat fabric and I pick it up when I find it. So I thought those were some pretty cute ones. And then I found a very a small indie dyer knitting yarn shop, and it was kind of in a developing area in South Bend, and she's a crocheter, not a knitter. The dyer, but she made this color, and I love the. I bought it because it's called Dirty Flamingo. So pink socks in my future because that's my souvenir. And while I was there, I had intended to buy yarn for a project because I have a book called Knitting the National Parks or something, and it's a cap, a bit. I'm sorry, I had infusion on Friday, so my words are missing. My brain is kind of scrambled. It's chemically laden right now. Um, Winter caps, knit to make one for each of the national parks. So I got my national park pass last spring. And then I found this book last summer, and then I was like, "Oh, we're going," and then I'm making it. So, I ordered yarn because she didn't have at the yarn shop I saw in Indiana, didn't have all the colors I wanted that in the same yarn. So I did an online order, which I know, I'm sorry. I have a friend who owns a really cool yarn shop, but I did go for kind of big box yarn for this. Um, and this way I can just keep buying more colors. So like the blue in this one can be repeated in another hat later because we have plans on going to, um, I'm always going to get the name wrong. The Smoky Mountains. We have plans on going to the Smoky Mountains, and that'll be the next hat I make. But this was my first color work hat, and I started it on Saturday and finished it yesterday. It was just really fun. And this is the fence and the sand and the grass and the dunes and then the sky. And it was really exciting. And I love this so much. And it was very fun to knit. And then my husband reminded me I don't actually wear caps, but I might start now because is that an adorable hat? So anyway, that's my hat. And it was really fun to knit, and it was big needles and big yarn and went fast. And my daughter, I saw my girls for Easter and my little 9-month-old, almost 10-month-old, and they said, "Welcome to the potato chip theory of color work," which is you can't knit just one row because you're like, "I'll just do the next row. Oh, I'll just do the next row. Oh, I'll just do the next row." And she's not wrong about that one. But there, I finished that. So I have that going on. I felt really bad at Easter because I felt really bad at Easter. We saw all of our parents. We have 3 parents. My father's already passed, but we saw our parents last weekend as we drove through Pittsburgh last weekend to come home. And while we were there, 2 were in the urgent care. One is the urgent care, one is the emergency room. And since then, another one's been admitted to the hospital. So we've got a lot going on with the seniors in our lives. And one of them went to the hospital with this, went to the urgent care with this, and I got it. So I didn't know I was getting it. It hit me like the day I had my infusion on Friday, came home and had this. So fortunately, I seem to be fighting it off. It was a little iffy on the lungs. Uh, being a COVID survivor, my lungs are not I don't take them for granted and I watch them carefully. But I did go to my daughter's house for Easter and I saw my baby, but I didn't touch him. And I wasn't in the vicinity of him. And I felt bad for that, but I didn't want to leave this with a baby because that's not very nice. But I woke up today and I definitely have turned a corner. Like I felt the same Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I didn't feel any worse or any better. And today I feel better. So really pleased. I'm gonna have this deep, sexy voice for a while because I tend to do that. But happy to have only had it for a week and nothing too serious. Because other than this cold and the last 4 times I was sick were COVID, RSV, and COVID. And for me, those are all medically big deals, as in require medical intervention to get over them. So I'll take another cold. This has put one of my in-laws in urgent care and another in the hospital. So I'm getting off easy, but yeah, we're in that phase of life. Let me come back to the comments. Let's see. Terry, you're number one. It's not a rarity for you. You're super tired today. Let's see. Grumpy Cats. You couldn't post a comment in Facebook? Yeah, the Facebook comments aren't working. I'm so sorry. So I am looking over on YouTube because neither of them are integrating with my software. Let's see. Overdone yourself this past weekend with getting big projects completed, Donald. Just takes me a few days to bounce back. Yes, I'm still trying to bounce back from the birth of my last baby, and she's 35. Is she 35? Almost. She'll be mad at me for saying she's 35 because she still has a couple weeks. Let's see. Did you see what happened? You got the crown, it bounced back. Terry did a lot of cooking for Easter. I only made potatoes. For Easter, my girls wanted to host the first Easter for their son. But my grandson doesn't have milk. So my daughter asked me to bring cheesy potatoes for her because she didn't want to make them. But so I made a big batch of cheesy potatoes to drop off for my daughter and hoping that my grandson and daughter-in-law can have dairy at some point. I'm doing a lot of cooking with the seniors. I'm looking to do the super cubes, like make stuff, freeze it in portions, seal it so that I can just take meals to them because I'm not near them. I'm 500 miles away from all of my octogenarians. But I did start by freezing cubes of potatoes, which a nice 2-cup dish is a nice potato dish for my husband and I have for dinner, or just enough for my in-laws to have. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Terry, are these like potato chip quilt blocks? No, just you can't the potato chip theory of knitting, color work, you can't knit just one row. Oh, I'm gonna do the next row, and you end up staying awake way too late at night working on it. So kind of, but no. So supportive. Hi, Tracy. I'm glad you're here. You wish you were 35. I'm gonna be 47 Friday. Oh, happy birthday. And I wish I were 47. My oldest child just turned 39. This is my last year that I don't have a child in the 40s. That's fun. But I'm happy my kids are both doing well. And yeah, I'd like to be 47. Let's see. Patty, you finished a quilt for your great grandchild. Congratulations on the finish and the great grandchild. My oldest grandchild is just turned 12, so it might be a while till I get some greats, but would love it. Let's see. So supportive. You love super cubes. Thank you. Kind of dreaming of it. I did just order a freezer today. I've wanted this freezer for a long time, and they had it at Costco, which I don't have a membership to, but I was going to get a membership to get the freezer because it's a freezer that has drawers. So that I can just say top drawer is vegetable, the second drawer is meats, things like that. And I can just pull it out and I can have a drawer there for my husband's lunch. So I cleaned out a space for it. I ordered the freezer today. And it actually has 2 shelves at the top where I can go freeze the trays that I can then dump them into the drawers. So that should come in another week or 2. It was super cheap at Sam's. And then while I was looking at it, I have a couple shopping bugs on my computer, little things that tell you get a discount here, and every once in a while you get a gift card or whatever. So I just got an email saying, "Hey, save $50 when you spend 125 at Sam's." So I think I got $50 off of it, as in it'll come back to me in a gift card from Capital One or something. I was buying it anyway, but they threw me over the line, dragged me over the finish line. But I do have a vacuum sealer, and I have to drag that out and see if it works. But we're just working on meal prep because um, they I can't be there to do it. Fortunately, with my mom, my sister lives down the street. With my in-laws, there are 2 sons, neither live nearby, and my niece and nephew are middle school. My husband's brother's kids are niece and are middle school. So I'm the obvious choice to pitch in. And fortunately, I'm in town every month or so with my mom, and I can just drop this off for my mom and my in-laws who live in the same town. So um, this makes me more excited than I can possibly explain. I don't have an excited voice option today because everything sounds like blah, but my voice is better than it's been the last couple days. But I'm really excited about this and geeking out. I'm like, ooh, and I can make this and then freeze it in this. And I'm like, ooh, I got the 1 cup, the 2 cup. Um, Fortunately, I have a birthday coming up, so I put all of that on my wish list for my birthday, all of the trays, and then I'll just get whatever I don't get, and then buy some of the baking dishes for each household as I drop it off to the elders. Um, when I get home, we're doing a big pork butt for pulled pork because one of the families loves pork butt, loves pulled pork, and I'm like, I can do that, and I can freeze it in things, and I can take you a couple of those. I'll store them here and just drop off a renewed supply. I'm also dreaming of like meatloaves and chicken parmesan and potatoes and mac and cheese and things like that. Just stuff that they'll eat. Because we got to keep these people fed. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see. Brilliant ordering a freezer. Yeah. There's never enough freezer room in my house, and my husband likes to grocery shop, but there's no room to like freeze ice at my house. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and the elders just made it make sense. Donald, you're doing the happy dance for me. I know I'm super excited about super cubes. I'm such a geek that this is exciting to me. I love, love, love to cook. I love, love, love to plan. I love, love, love to meal plan. So it's all good. I'm thinking of making sorry, with my infusion on Friday, I lose words. It's not bibimbap, bulgogi. Beef bulgogi's on my list to make when I get home as well. Because that should, just buy it, make a bunch, freeze it, and then I can just pull out a two-cup block, and there are nights I don't have to cook, which is pretty nice. So let's see what else is on my list that I haven't shown you yet. I showed you that. I showed you this. So I guess the last stuff is my ongoing projects. You'll see behind me, I have Unity, which is the 2025 project from Primitive Gatherings. I'm getting a little further on it. This is row 3 down to here. Sadly, there are 12 rows. That's the quilt. I print out a map of my quilts, and then I color them in as I finish them. Because I have like design software, I can like mock it up online. So this is that's how far I am on Unity. This is how far I am on Echoes of the Past, which is this, doing all scrappy creams and then browns and blacks for the blocks. I'm that far on it. And I store them with Tracy from So Supportive with her UFO tracker in here. And then I have these little boxes that stack up. They just hold a sheet of paper and hold all the pieces together. And let's see, my last project that I'm working on is over here. It is this. It's Betsy. And that's another quilt from Primitive Gatherings. This Primitive Gatherings has 2 quilt-alongs this year. One is that Echoes of the Past. Which was the brown and black, and that's sewing, like piecing. This is applique. And I'm not making either Echoes of the Past or Betsy as big as they're designed. I'm just making them 60 by 72 because that's the size quilt I give away most often. So I've decided I'm going to make 1 pumpkin seed a day. So that's 4 days worth. I'm only this far, and I'm going out of town, so I am ahead. So these are some of the other blocks I've made, and once I make them, I write the date on the back. So that's March 23rd. I don't know if you can see that because it's backwards, I think. But I got up to April 11th, which is Saturday. So I just have to start sewing when I get home on Sunday. And I already have the block started. So that'll be easy to jump back in. So those are my 3 long-term ongoing projects. And then I'll be home for a couple weeks before I will come to you again from my sister's house. I'll be at her house for a couple weeks with mom and with my in-laws. Just generally checking in, helping out, being nearby, and now delivering food. So I think that's what I have to catch you up on. Betsy echoes Unity. The village quilt is basted. It is over there. I did not feel well coming home from my infusion on Friday because this happened, or else I would have quilted it over the weekend and got the tutorial out for you. But hello, those of us who have no immune system and go hang out with our in-laws who have this. This happens. And again, one of them's in the hospital. So I'm glad it's not me. I'm sad it's them. I'm very grateful. My life is perfect. I just have a cold. But it took a couple days off. So I rested on that one. Other than that, I'm on my way to New England Quilt Expo, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I've been teaching in that building since 2006. That used to be MQX, had a show there, Machine Quilters Expo. The gathering that Machine Quilters Expo was every April. The gathering was there like August, September. So I've taught there as well. So I was there like every year from 2006 to 2020, except for the years when it went to Rhode Island. Like I think it was in Providence for a bit, and then it was somewhere else. So I've been in this building. It's an expo center, and there's like an Armory Expo and another expo, and I forget what hotel it used to be, but now it used to be a Radisson. It's a DoubleTree now. So I'll be there tonight, and I start teaching tomorrow morning at 8:30. I teach 7 classes. Have my name tag ready to go. I'm going to put it on. I'm not working for Handy Quilter, but I mean at this show, but that's my Handy Quilter name tag. So I'm going to be teaching Wander Around Your Quilt. These are classes I teach at Guilds as well. So I'm going to be teaching Wander Around Your Quilt, which is how to decide a thread path when you're trying to do just an all-over design on your quilt. I'm teaching Walking Foot Quilting. So that is going to be, like stitch in the ditch, stitch next to the ditch, curves, things like that. And a big spiral, that big spiral over a quilt that everyone loves. Then Thursday, I'm teaching Shake It All About, which is take one pattern. And I feel like I'm going back to the 90s or 2000s with that twist it, bop it, turn it game. There was just this little battery opera thing, turn it, bop it, twist it. So take a pattern, then echo it, then double it, then twist it, then turn it, and see what happens to your pattern. That if you take one thing you know how to do, you can turn it into a bunch. So that's a fun class. Temper Tantrum Quilting is basically, we're just doing this with the fabric. This is all home machine quilting, but it's using different threads. So it's a thread and needle class and doing a stitch out. Line them up, which is if you've never taken a machine quilting class before, this is the one to take. That's one where how hard do I push down my foot? How fast do I move my hands? That sort of class. And then I'm teaching kitchen sink quilting, which is making your own collage quilting type of design. And then to form a more perfect feather, which is basic feather formation. Now, I've taught some of these classes at the Houston Quilt Festival. I've taught some of these at the Australasian Quilt Festival, because before I was disabled, I used to teach at quilt shows all around the world. So I love where I live. Not this winter. I didn't like where I live this winter, but I live in just north of New York City. And that means I can drive within 8 hours to a quarter of the US population. So flying is hard for me. I just did it successfully, but all of the traveling, carrying hundreds of pounds of luggage on my own, that's a lot for me. But I love that I can drive to this show in New Hampshire. I can drive to guilds, I can drive to quilt shops, things like that. And since I did have a successful flight recently, and I'm so grateful that that worked out, and I'm so grateful I didn't get caught in the TSA, because TSA was shut down when I was there, but Newark rose to the occasion and I got through. I've never had nice things to say about Newark, but this was an absolute pleasure. So I'm excited to be teaching again. It's really exciting. Don't I sound excited? I sound excited. I sound really angry and depressed, but I'm not. I'm really excited. I just don't. I have crappy lungs, um, and and I don't want to cast aspersions on my lungs because they've been through a lot and they're doing great, but they're not great. Let's see. Where are my comments? Let's see. You're doing the happy dance for me. Did you see that there's snow in New England? Yes, Terry, I did see that there's snow in New England. I was out last night because my husband likes to go to the movies on Mondays when they have $5 mystery movies. And I was reading the news when we came home and we're eating soup. And I'm like, snow in New England? You've got to be kidding me. But once I get there, my car will not move in the parking garage until Saturday night. So don't care what happens. And I hope everyone else travels safely. Let's see, Patty, your daughter makes many meals and freezes them for us. Then I can quilt and heat up the meals. Great daughter. She is. I want to do that for my kids. Like, I've always, not just the super cubes, but I want to make like, let me go make 3 lasagnas. Let me go make, one mess, 3 lasagnas, or multiple trays of enchiladas, or multiple things that to dump in the crock pot, things like that. So I've always wanted to do that. But now with the elders who don't like leftovers and might be a little picky or have dietary restrictions, this size meals is making much more sense. But now I can say, oh, let me just go buy, chicken's on sale. Let me go buy chicken, make up a bunch of packs of chicken fajitas, then I could just pull them out and fry them up because all the seasoning's pre-done, the marinating's pre-done. So I'll be doing that as well. Let's see. Snow. Terry, did you have to spell that out? Did you have to spell that out? Gross. Snow, gross. Yes. Let's see. Terry, that UFO tracker is amazing. That UFO tracker? What UFO tracker are we talking about? The one from So Supportive by Tracy Mooney, that you should definitely go follow her. Go back in her YouTube videos, and she might have links to them in there. Donald, no offense to anyone in New England, but they can keep the snow. I want nothing to do with the S word. Exactly. And I am very squirrel. So S word takes me back to an old Saturday Night Live sketch where somebody was acting like, oh man, I really miss having a brain. James Bond, Sean Connery, and the category was S words, and he just kept saying, "I will take swords for 500," because S words and swords. Anyway, that was good. Let's see. You're happy to be in Central Time. Central Time and Southern, which is better chance of not getting snow. The last year, Terry, yes, this is true, and I know about it because you were supposed to stay at my house but didn't get here. The last year I lived in New York, I drove through a blizzard and not the kind available from the ice cream shop. Yeah, you were a little bit of a wreck on that one. Let's see. So supportive. How did you get the number 1 crown? Because you deserve a crown, Tracy. You do. It's just accept it. So let's see, what else do I have going on? Still no comments because Facebook and my software are stupid. Last night I went to see a movie with my husband. It's a mystery movie, and I call my mom before I go, and then I turn my phone off so she doesn't forget that I already talked to her and call me back. But she was like, "What's the movie?" I'm like, it's a mystery movie." She was like, "Oh, it's going to be a mystery." I'm like, Mom doesn't grasp the concept of Mystery Movie Monday, which means I don't know what it's going to be. It's a pre-release movie. So last night we saw the movie I Swear, and it was it's based on it was a biopic of a guy, John Davidson, from Scotland, who has Tourette's, and how he dealt with it, and how he made an impact and forwarded the visibility and the knowledge about Tourette's You may have heard of him. Sadly, there was a bit of a kerfuffle that went on at the BAFTA Awards about this film earlier, last month, February maybe. But the movie last week on vacation, I saw a movie. It was called They Will Kill You, and it was gory, bloody, um, stylized graphic novel type of action revenge type of thing with a demonic cult. Anyway, the movie was fantastic. That's my kind of movie. John Wick, bloody shoot 'em ups. I love that. This one was tender and touching and had all the feelings. So I was crying like an idiot there. A bunch of guys from my husband's job come to the movies with us. So I'm sitting with all these guys and I'm going just a mess. But the movie was fabulous. I really liked it, and it was Scottish. And the actress who played his mother in the movie, I looked at her. I'm like, oh my word, that's Moaning Myrtle. My husband's like, that's not Moaning Myrtle. Little list in the movie there. That's Moaning Myrtle. He was like, no, she's not that old. She's that old. Moaning Myrtle is older than us, older than me and my husband. And apparently she was pushing 40 when she was playing Moaning Myrtle. She just has a young face. Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter, but that's her actual voice. She didn't put that on for Moaning Myrtle. That's how she talks, because she talked the exact same way in the movie last night. So the second the movie was over, like, grab the phone, turn off airplane mode, and get on to see. Yep, that was Moaning Myrtle. So I do recommend the movie. Kleenex, definitely bring Kleenex. It was very moving. It was really a hard life when people don't know what it was. And I'm sure it's not accepted now, but it was really not accepted when he had it back in the 80s. So yeah, that movie should be coming out next week, but it was good. Let me go back to the comments. Let's see. Patty doesn't have a crown. Patty, you deserve a crown. I have a crown over on the shelf over there. I should get out for you. Terry, if we get snow, it's melted by noon. But Janet, you used to live here too, so you know snow. Terry, you have a deep passion for police dramas from the UK. I actually have I despise them, actually. I don't like them. I love police procedurals in the States, but I will want either docu style or fictional. I don't like the ones out of the UK. It's not my flavor of ice cream, but I'm glad you like it. So supportive. Tracy, you simply wonder why they sat him next to a microphone when he warned them about his disability. Yeah. Yeah. Patty, you like Hallmark movies? Oh, cool. Hey, like what you like. I'm not going to yuck your yum. I mean, enjoy what you like. I don't do Hallmark movies. I like shoot 'em up, bloody, gory type of stuff. That's just my jam. And yeah, that was just sad that all that it became a thing. More for you, exactly. Hey, like what you like. I just have really weird taste in movies for a girl. I think I like. Uh, I've traveled, like Terry and I were at in St. Louis, I think, at Quilt Market together, and she was out doing some Quilt Market stuff, and I was like, yeah, but it's a preview night for John Wick 2. So I took an Uber over to the movies and went with me and a bunch of single guys, basically. I did the same thing when I was teaching I think I was teaching in Baltimore or something, and it was the night before The Martian came out. So I tend to have very manly taste in movies, and if I were looking for a date, if I were a woman looking to date a guy, especially an engineering type guy, I would follow me to the movies, because I go to the movies, like, when I'm working, I'm out of town or whatever. Otherwise, I go with my husband. But I'm often the only female in line at the movies for some of these. Fortunately, my husband likes all movies, like any movie, he likes them all. But I tend to really just resonate the gory, bloody ones, just not horror, not scary, action that it's just so fictionalized. It's just fantastic. As in, can't be real. It's surreal. Anyway, weird. Let me check comments one more time. Then I got to go and get some more packing, because my husband's going to come home and throw it in the car for me. My car my entire house is up a flight of stairs, and I don't have my chairlift in yet. So I got a bunch of packing stuff here on various floors that he's got to run down to the car for me. Let's see. Oh, and so Tracy, yes, BAFTA. There was a 2-hour delay and they didn't edit it out. They just let it be a kerfuffle. Seriously, not fair. So anyway, I am going to go pack, taking food with me because I just had an infusion and tomorrow I will be nauseous and I don't know what I'm going to eat. So I found some things. I made some soups and a couple other things that I can heat up at the hotel because I think there's a microwave in the lobby, if there's not one in the hotel room. So yeah, I'm going to go pack all my teaching stuff, all my clothes stuff, and all my food stuff, and then hubby will throw in the car for me. So I hope I'll get to see some of you at the quilt show tomorrow, because it's a great quilt show. I love the people there. It's just kind of like a family reunion. The venue is just kind of like an old friend. I've been going there for 20 years. So if I don't get to see you there, I hope you get to find a quilt show in your area sometime soon. I'm not sure about taking my wheelchair because my husband's not there with me, and I'm not as great at pushing it as I'd like to be myself. I have sport gloves that I wear because I still have a scar on my thumb from the first time I used my wheelchair. I just rubs my thumb on the inner wheel, so I now have like pink sporty gloves, fingerless gloves to when I travel with my wheelchair, because my husband and I will go to a museum and then I can take myself over to see this and this and this and this, but he does the big pushing. So anyway, I'll get through the show. It'll be great seeing quilters. I'm glad I'm not getting worse, that I'm going to be gacking all over people. I'm just going to sound a little deep for a while. I'm going to have a great time at a quilt show, and I'll be back and see you with stories next Tuesday and hopefully some more quilting. So until I see you again next week, take care of yourselves. Last look at the comments. Let's see. Tracy, you're sending me a funny video on Messenger. Awesome. Super Hubby would get his steps in, except he's not coming to the quilt show. It's just, I do have a friend coming to the quilt show with me, but I'm not. I joke with my husband, like, throw your back into it because I'm a big girl and he's got to push. I'm not going to do that to my friend. So I look forward to seeing you again next week on Tuesday at 2:30 New York time. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and happy quilting. Bye.